Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to create a simple, chibi style humanoid character in Maya. So I'm in the general workspace. I'm gonna press space and then go to the front view. And then I'm gonna drag import some references. So I'm just gonna click on this button right here and navigate to my references that I downloaded from the internet. So I'm gonna import this one that I got from Pinterest and just move it to the side. And I'm just gonna drag the other reference to use as an inspiration for you guys so you can decide what kind of animal you would like to do. Scale this up. So I also have my anything I press, it will be down here. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna make my fox character the same proportions as this raccoon. So a big head and a small body and a tail. So I'm gonna start off by creating a cube. Okay. And then I'm gonna scale it to 2. So 2 by 2 by 2. And now I'm gonna press 3 to be able to see it in smooth mode. So it is smooth mode, so we can press 1 to go back to original low poly mode and press 3 to go to high poly mode. So smooth mode is basically a non-destructive way of previewing your mesh in a subdivided version. Okay, so we're going to use 1 to go back and 3 to see how it looks like in subdivided version. So now I want more topology because right now we only have 6 sides. So I'm going to click this smooth button to subdivide it. And I'm going to subdivide it by 2. So I'm going to increase it by 2 to give us more polygons to work with. I'm going to press space and go back to my perspective view. And before I start modeling the arms and the head and the arms and the legs, I want to make it more like an egg shape. So what we can do is go to vertex mode, select the top vertex, and we can press W to move it up. It's only moving by itself. So I want to do a soft selection. So I'm gonna press B to enable soft selection mode, and then I can hold B and scale my selection up or down. Okay, so you can hold B and change your soft selection distance while left mouse click drag. So left mouse click drag, hold B and left mouse button drag to choose how much distance you would like. So now I'm just gonna move it up like this. Actually it's too much, so I'm gonna reduce this size a little bit and move it up. Okay, now we have a nice egg shape. Let's go to face mode and let's find some holes for the legs. I'm gonna select these 4 faces, and also by the way I'm using symmetry, so I need to click here and choose object X to enable symmetry. This will allow you to work in symmetry mode. So let's select these 4 faces and we're going to delete them. So these are our leg holes, and then I'm going to select the holes I want to delete for the arms. I think I'm gonna delete these four. So hold shift and click, and let's delete these. Okay, now let's go to edge mode. Let's double click on one of the edges in here to select all of them. So now all the edges are selected in this circle, I mean in this shape. And now it doesn't look like a circle, it looks more like a square, so we want to circleize it. So let's go to edit mesh and circleize. And to make it look more like a circle shape. Right now you see it's not perfect, so you will need to go to normal orientation, and instead of edge you're going to use face. So now it's more perfect. And now we're going to extrude. So you can click this button right here to extrude, and let's press W to move it down. And now we can press R to align this, because right now it's diagonal. We can press R and scale it down to make them in a straight line. And let's extrude again. Press W and move it down. And that should be enough. Oh, so I made a mistake. So let's do Control Z to undo till this part. And it's looking more like an oval. I want it to look like a circular shape. So I'm gonna press R and circleize them more. Or what you can do, you can even go to edit mesh and circleize again to make sure it actually is a circle shape. So I'm gonna extrude again, move it down. Okay, that should be good for the legs. And then I'm gonna extrude again and close the circle. So press R, scale it down. Extrude again, press R, scale it down. And one last extrude, press R and scale it till this big. And now we're gonna merge these edges to the center. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold shift and right click, and then go to, let me zoom in a little bit. So hold shift, right click, go to merge, and let's merge edges to center and let go. So this is how you merge things together. Let's use the same technique for the arms. So let's go to edge mode, select these edges, go to edit mesh, circleize, and make sure the normal orientation is set to face. Let's extrude. Right now it's a bit too big, so I'm gonna extrude and make the circle smaller. Okay. Maybe a bit smaller. That's enough size. Okay, now let's extrude and move it to the other side. Let's press R and let's scale it in the x-axis to align them better. Let's extrude again. Press W to move it to the other side. And that should be enough. Let's extrude. W and move it to the other side. And now we can make it smaller. And we're gonna merge. So to merge again, so hold shift, right click, merge, and then merge edges to center. And we can move, oops. And now we can go to vertex mode, select this point and make sure it's smooth. Let's select these, move them a bit to the side. Actually, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a hole for the head. So let's select these 4 faces and delete them. And let's go to object mode and let's move our character down. And let's create a cube again for the head. And so for the cube for the body we did 2 by 2 by 2. For the head I'm gonna double it and do 4 by 4 by 4. I know it looks crazy, but if you press 3 it will actually get smaller because that's how subdivision works. Let's subdivide it by clicking this button. Let's subdivide it twice so we have the same polygons for this as we have for the body. So let's go to face mode and create the neck. So let's delete this part. Let's go to edge mode. Let's circleize this edge. Make sure the normal orientation is set to face. Let's select the edges of our body. Edge, double click, and let's circleize. Make sure it's face. And now we can bridge them together. So double click on the edge of the head and then hold shift and double click the edge of the body, and we can use the bridge tool. So in order for the bridge tool to work, they need to be combined first and they also need to have the same amount of edges. So if we try to bridge them now, it will give us an error, so we need to combine them first. So let's go to object mode, select your head, hold shift and select your body, hold shift, right click, and let's go to combine. Select the 2 edges that you would like to connect, and now we can bridge them. So if we click the bridge tool, they will be bridged. But obviously we're gonna go to vertex mode, select the head joints, head vertices, and let's move them down. And let's select the faces for the tail. Let's select these 4 faces. And let's delete them. Go to edge mode. Double click this edge loop. Then let's circleize. So edit mesh, circleize. Let's make sure it's in the face orientation, like this. And let's see, let's extrude. Press R, scale the extrusion down. Make sure it looks like more of a square shape. And then let's circleize again. And let's twist it a little bit so it's more straight. Now let's extrude again. Let's move the extrusion here. Let's make it bigger. Let's try to circleize this edge. So edit mesh, circleize. Let's twist it a little bit. Let's press R and let's flatten them out, like so. Let's move it up. Now let's extrude again. Press W. Let's maybe make it bigger. Extrude again. Extrude again. Extrude again. You can make this however big you would like. Make it more like a circular shape. Let's extrude. Can we circleize this? Let's see. Twist. And let's extrude. Move it that way and let's scale it down. And let's merge the vertices. Okay, so right now we have two vertices. Let's go to vertex mode, select these two vertices and then hold shift, right click, merge and merge vertices to center. It's not working. Why? Because I think we're on the symmetry mode. Let's turn this off. Select this point, hold shift, merge vertices. Okay, now it works. Okay, that looks good. Maybe I want to select these points and make them smaller. Okay, that looks good. Let's go back to object mode. Let's just put a color in here just so we're not looking at a white shader. So let's go to assign favorite material and let's add a standard surface. I'm gonna do like an orange color. I think this is good. And I'm gonna decrease the specular, which will remove the shine. And then I'm gonna add a sky dome. Let's go to file. Just gonna import one of my HDRIs that I downloaded from Polyhaven. Let's add this one. Turn on lights. Just so I have something to look at instead of just the white shader. And then I don't want to see it in the viewport, so I'm gonna click my sky dome, go to viewport, and make this number sky radius to 0, so I don't have to look at it. Alright. And now, let me just select these faces. So select this face, hold shift and double click to select this face loop. And let's select these faces as well. And let's just give them, so right click, assign favorite material, standard surface. Let's call this material white. Let's just make it white and reduce the shine. I forgot to name this orange texture, so I'm gonna right click, material attributes, and rename this to orange. Okay. Now let's do some ears. So right now you can see it has this ear shape. So let's go to object mode, select our plane. Let's move it this way a little bit so I can look at it. Okay, let's select our object, go to face mode. Let's select some vertices for the ear. Let me turn on symmetry. I think I'm gonna have it here. Let's just delete these and go to edge mode. Select these edges, edit mesh and circleize. Make sure the orientation is set to face. Okay, now let's double click our edges and extrude them. So let's click extrude. Press W and move them this direction. Let's press R. Let's scale them like this. Let's extrude again. W, move it up. So actually let's do Control Z, and I want this more like a circle shape. Actually the other direction, so I'm gonna scale it down like this. Maybe make it a bit wider. Okay, let's extrude again. Make this maybe bigger. Let's extrude again. Move it up. Press R, scale it down. And don't worry, we can edit it anytime. I'm going to go later with vertex mode and edit the ears to make their shape look more what I'm looking for. And I think that's it. And let's extrude again, move it up, and let's merge these vertices. Okay, now let's go to vertex mode. Let's select this top one, let's move it up. Let's maybe select these vertices, scale them up. Let's select the top vertices and let's rotate them, maybe this direction. Actually, let's select all of these and let's try to rotate them like this. I think it's the other direction, so let's see. Let's select these points in here, move them this way. And let's select these points, these vertices, and move them this way. Okay. And now I'm gonna select these vertices and just move them back a little bit. So let's see. Click on here, move these back too. Move this back. Okay. Now let's create the fur. So I'm gonna go to face mode. And I'm gonna select here, here. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go to face mode and let's do some whiskers to have like these point out. So I'm gonna select these two faces. Then I'm gonna extrude. I'm gonna turn off key faces together. And now I'm just gonna extrude them out and make them smaller. Oops. Extrude. Turn off key faces together. Point them out and make them smaller. Let's go to vertex mode. Maybe let's point them down, up more. Okay. Now let's go to face mode. And let's see, I'm gonna select this face, this face. I'm gonna select these faces. So now I'm gonna duplicate the selected faces. So let's hold shift, right click, go to duplicate faces. And now we'll go back to the low poly mode. Let's just press 3 to go back. And let's go to object mode. So now we have two objects. We have the faces we just duplicated, and we have the objects. So let's extrude this. So I'm gonna actually, before I extrude it, I'm gonna give it the white material just so we know how it looks like. Then I'm gonna extrude, and let's just move the extrusion up more. Okay, that looks good. Then let's go to vertex mode and let's edit the vertices a little bit to shape it more like the reference. Let's select these points, move them down. Let's do the same thing we did for the ears. Let's go to face mode and let's select these faces. Let's hold shift and duplicate faces and then press 3 again. Let's go to object mode, select the faces we just extracted, right click, and let's assign them the white material we just made. And let's extrude them. So let's extrude and let's increase the extrusion. Let's go to object mode. Let's delete this one. I'm gonna mirror this one to the other side. So let's duplicate, Control D, go to the channel box, and in the scale, let's just put -1. So -1, and then just press enter. It will mirror the other side. I actually want to include more faces in here. So let's click here and assign them the white texture we made. Okay. Now let's create the mouth. So I'm gonna move this to the side. Let's create a cylinder. Let's move it here, here, and then I'm gonna press E, and then hold J to snap the rotation. So it will be -90 in the Z rotation. And then we can press 3 to look at it in shaded mode. Press R to scale it up. And in the channel box, let's go to polycylinder. Let's lower the subdivisions on the axis. 3 is good enough. So I'm gonna do 3, and then for the height, I'm gonna do 4. So we have 3 and 4. Let's make it smaller. Move it here. And I'm just gonna add a material to it real quick. So right click, assign favorite material and standard surface. And let's do a black color with no roughness. Alright. Let's maybe make it longer. And let's try to make it stick to the skin. Okay, that's good. And now we're gonna edit it to look like this. So it's very easy. You just right click, go to vertex mode, and let's see. Okay. So you select these 2 points on either side, and so you select the points in the middle and the points on the side. And I think you just actually, before we edit the vertices, we need to go to object mode, click on our object, and then we need to delete center pivot, delete history, and face transformation. So if we try to move the vertices, the deformers won't create issues for us, and let's just move these to the up, and let's move it that way. Okay, so that's our mouth. Let's go to object mode and let's put it down more. Okay. Now let's just create the nose, which I think I'm gonna use like a circle. Actually, let's get a cube. Put it here. Let's subdivide it. Let's make it smaller. Actually, do I need a nose? I don't think I need a nose. Let's see how it looks like. So let's create a new material, standard surface. Color. Let's choose the same orange color, but let's make it darker. let's lower the roughness, scale it down. Let's subdivide it once, and then let's move it this way. I don't know if I like it. I'm gonna keep it there for now. I might delete it later. And now let's create the eyes. Actually, I'm gonna create the brows first. So let's duplicate this shape, duplicate, and let's put it where the brows, actually no, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna make the eyes first. So to make the eyes, I'm gonna make a cylinder, move it here, and let's rotate it. So E and then hold J, and hold J and to snap the rotation. So it's 90 in the x-axis. And let's look at it in shaded mode. Let's scale it. Let's flatten it out to maybe 0.1. Actually, that's too much. I'll do 0.05. Let's right click, assign favorite material, and let's assign it a center surface. And I'm just gonna do black, which is actually the same material as the mouth. So I'm just gonna do Command Control Z. Right click, assign existing material, and let's assign it the same material as this one. So what's this material? So let's go to object mode, click here, material attributes, and let's make sure we name this blacks just so we know all the materials. I click here, assign existing material, and let's choose black. So this is our circle. Let's go to channel box. Let's lower the subdivisions. Let's do let's see. Let's do 8. So 8 subdivisions. And now I'm just gonna duplicate this, move it to the front, and give it a white material. And now let's scale it down. And let's move it back. Okay, so I know I'm supposed to put it here, but I'm just gonna leave it in the center for now, because when we rig our character, it's gonna be easier to have it in the center, so you can duplicate it and create different eye shapes for the rigging part. So that's our eye. I'm just gonna select both of them, group them, Control G to group. Let's center the pivot, move them here. Let's rotate it, scale it down. Let's maybe put it here. Let's see. I'm just gonna rotate it so it matches the rotation better. Okay, let's try to make sure it's as close as possible without affecting the geometry. Rotate it. I think we should make it way bigger. So let's R, make it way bigger. I want to make it like these characters. Let's maybe make the white shape bigger for now. And now let's select both of them. Let's group them, Control G. And let's duplicate, Control D. And let's mirror them. So to mirror, you just in the scale X, just do -1 and it will be mirrored. So now we need to create the brows. So again, I'm going to go to cylinder, hold J and rotate. Move it up. Go to body cylinder. Let's view it in shaded mode, smooth mode, and let's lower the subdivisions to maybe 3, and let's increase the subdivisions in here to maybe 4, and let's give it the same material I used for the nose. Let's edit material attributes and let's change this name to brown. Let's obviously make it wider and smaller. Let's go to vertex mode and just make it. First, we need to go to object mode and delete the history, face transformation. Go to vertex mode and let's just make the shape. So now we have our brow. I think we should make it smaller. I think that's good enough. Let's do Control G to group it, and then let's Control D to duplicate, and then in the scale let's do -1. And I think that's our character complete. I don't know, I still don't know if I like the nose. How does it look like without the nose? Yeah, I think the nose is fine. Let's maybe make it smaller. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I'll see you all in my next part of rigging, on how to rig this character to make it do different poses and also different expressions. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.